Ukbreakthrough, and welcome once again to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I am Imran Muhammad. Here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also listen. Today's episode is called Why You Self-Sabotage, understanding the inner hand that pulls you back. You tell yourself, this time will be different. You make progress, you build momentum, you feel hopeful, and then you do the very thing that pulls you back. You miss the prayer you promised to God. You start the argument you didn't need. You procrastinate when things matter the most. You abandon what was working. And later you ask, what is wrong with me? Today, my brothers, we talk about self-sabotage, not as a flaw of the character, but as a signal from the soul. So what is self-sabotage? What is it really? Self-sabotage is not stupidity. It is not laziness. It is not lack of discipline. It is self-protection, learned long ago. The nervous system chooses familiarity over excellence. If chaos feels normal, peace feels suspicious. If rejection was common, success feels unsafe. One of my clients once said to me, every time things go well, everything's fine, everything's steady, it's going good, I feel like something bad is going to take place. People have this mindset, doesn't it? Calm before the storm. So what he said to me was, so I ruin it first. That's not weakness. That's survival logic. So what would we say from an Islamic psychology perspective, right, of the idea of self-defeat? Islam, the faith, the religion, the philosophy, recognizes internal conflict. Like in the Holy Quran Kareem, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned it to us. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah created the soul with awareness of both rupture and restraint. The great Imam and the polymath, Imam al-Ghazali, may Allah be pleased with him, described the nafs, the self, as protective but immature. The soul seeks safety, not truth, until it is trained. Self-sabotage is the nafs trying to keep you in known territory, what you are comfortable with. When you get out of your comfort zone, that's when self-sabotage comes into place. The nafs is trying to pull you back. Even if that territory is painful, where you are at this moment in time. So what are some of the common self-sabotage patterns in men? Let's look at this. Let's name them clearly. Number one, procrastination. At critical moments, you act busy, but avoid what would actually move you forward. 2, relationship disruption. Picking fights when intimacy grows. Withdrawing when connection deepens. Number 3, spiritual inconsistency. Strong starts, weak follow through. Number 4, over criticism of self. Nothing you do is ever enough. And number 5, abandoning structure. The routine works until you stop it. These patterns are not random. And if we know our patterns, we can disrupt our patterns. No doubt, they are protective habits formed during early pain. They served us at one time, but they become disruptive. They become self-sabotage as we progress with our lives. So, growth exposes you. When you get out of your comfort zone, you see what's wrong, what's not. So when growth exposes us, new levels bring new responsibilities, new visibility, new expectations. If you learn early that visibility equals danger, your system resists expansion. Raghib al-Asfahani, may Allah be pleased with him, writes, the soul feels what it does not understand. So let me say that again. The soul flees what it does not understand, even if it contains benefit. Self-sabotage says, at least here I know the rules. Why success can feel threatening? What's the reason behind that? Success challenges old identities. If you grow up unseen, criticized, abandoned, controlled, then success asks, who are you without struggle? So struggle becomes the new norm, or becomes the norm. It is the norm, not the new norm. And the system panics because pain became your identity. Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't reveal the whole Holy Quran all at once. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَقُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ لِتَقْرَاهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْسٍ. Growth was gradual, merciful. Your soul also needs paced expansion, step by step, little by little. Sudden change without integration creates internal rebellion. That's what happened. And that's why we straight away put our guards up. So let's look at some steps where we can interrupt self-sabotage. Right? This is something practical which I want to give you. Not motivational. Keep that in mind. So step 1, notice the pattern. Ask yourself, when do I usually sabotage? When do I do that? Before success? After praise? During peace? Because the patterns themselves, they reveal purpose. Let's go towards step 2. Name the fear. Ask yourself honestly, what am I afraid will happen if this works on my behalf? Loss of identity, is it? Is it that there'll be rejection? Is it that you have high expectations of yourself? Fear loses power when named. Take the 3rd step. So step 3, reassure the nervous system. Place your hand here on your chest and say to yourself, I am safe to grow. Slow breathing. I am safe to grow. This calms internal resistance. Try it. Do it. Put your hand on your chest and say, I am safe to grow and breathe slowly and calmly. Step 4. Choose micro commitments. Not all at once. I'm going to do everything today. I'm going to get over and done with. No. Choose micro commitments. Big goals scare wounded systems. Always choose small. Small, consistent, predictable steps. Discipline is built through safety. And finally, step 5. Align your attention with ubudiyah, with true servitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say to yourself, Ya Allah, this growth is for you, not for my ego. Intention reorients fear into trust. That's what it does. If your and my intention is correct, why are we doing it? For who we are doing it? Is it just for self satisfaction? Is it just to create an ego which is larger than ourselves? Or is it for the Lord of the worlds himself, Allah? The role of the shayateen versus the nafs. Not every setback is from the shaitan. No. Sometimes it's the nafs protecting old wounds. You've been there before. You got hurt, you got burnt. The nafs knows this, the self knows this. It's within your internal makeup as a human being. But what shaitan does is that he whispers despair. And the nafs clings to familiarity, something which is familiar with. Wisdom is which voice is speaking. Is it the temptation and the whisper of the shaitan? Or is it the nafs, the self, the being protecting itself? Ibn al-Qayyim says, whoever understands his soul reduces the tricks of his enemy. Man arafa nafsahu. Whosoever knows himself reduces the tricks of his enemy. So, how do we transform self-sabotage into signals? Instead of asking, why do I ruin things? Ask, what is this part of me trying to protect? Self-compassion disarms sabotage faster than self-hatred. Harshness reinforces the wound. Like we have said, there are small steps. This demands tiny steps, small steps, and daily steps. I'm going to give you a daily practice, okay, which will inshallah help you to the sense of expansion with safety, but it's going to have some safety with it. Every day, do this, please. One act of discipline, gym, or something else. One act of kindness towards yourself. Say to yourself, I can do this with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has bestowed so many blessings upon me. Be kind to yourself. One intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go and do something for the love of Allah, the closeness of Allah. Become a servant or a support for someone. I'm telling you, balance builds trust. Let me be openly say to you, you, oh my brothers, are not broken. You adapted. Now it's time to update the adaptation. Now it's the time to change where you are. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very gentle. ما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج. He has not placed hardship upon you in the religion. Growth does not require violence against the self. It requires understanding of the self. Ya Allah, heal the parts of us that learned to pull back. Make growth feel safe. Replace fear with trust. And guide us gently into who you created us to be, Ya Allah. Ameen. Summa Ameen. Brothers, self-sabotage ends when safety replaces survival. You have been listening to the Sacred Man Experience podcast, and I have been your host, Imran Muhammad. Till next time, peace and blessings.